Hi, everybody. It's April 24th, 2026. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning, and but there's no time to sleep because everything is happening. It's just amazing how everything is coming together. And, accountability is here. Accountability is here. And I'm not saying it's not a battle, it's a battle, but we're winning. We're winning because the truth wins. You see, the truth wins. So 2,090 days since Richard was forcibly removed. Never, never in our wildest dreams would we even think that on Fort Bliss, in a barracks room, our volunteer sons and daughters are not safe, that they would be forcibly removed because they're a whistleblower from their barracks room, taken downstairs by their own chain of command to the arms room, and that their life would be taken from them to silence them, and then their body stolen and desecrated and dismembered, and evidence even indicates that they took his remains and took his organs from his remains and trafficked what was left of him across the border to Mexico, to Plenitude Crematorium for disposal. This is, uh, you know, this is on American soil, right on the border. President Trump was right all along. There's a border problem. There's a border problem. There's a cartel problem. And so we are here to corroborate what President Trump has been telling us and how he has been absolutely retaliated against for speaking up about the problems that we have at the border with the cartel, with those that just want to exploit the United States. They don't want to uh, come to add anything. A lot of criminals or this Mormon faction that, you know, since like 1890 or something, maybe a little earlier than that, that they left the United States so that they could practice their polygamy in Mexico. Not all of them left the United States. Some of them stayed in the United States, and they've, of course, they're dual citizens, and they've been going back and forth. And this Mormon faction is a huge, huge problem because they have a huge percentage of individuals in the CIA and the FBI. And now Mexico is calling Maru Campos, the governor of Chihuahua, the state of Chihuahua, that's right there bordering the United States, right there bordering El Paso, Fort Bliss, bordering the Zorro Ranch, right? The Zorro Ranch, White Sands restricted airspace, premium property for trafficking. Um, yeah. So let me make sure I'm on here. There we go. President Trump was right all along. So this border with dual citizens being not loyal to the United States, but loyal to um, really their colonies in Mexico. And when we see what happened with Maru Campos, which we know that she is the Chapitos arm of the Sinaloa cartel, right? We know that. We know that she's a narco governor and that she has a very, very bad reputation. Now, her reputation is that she's the piñata, she's the national piñata of Mexico. Everybody has got her number now, right? They're sick and tired of her. They're sick and tired, so they say, but um, but we know that Mexico is a narco state. And so I think that they are really putting on a show with her as the national piñata. I mean, I'm not making any excuses for her at all. She has been up to no good with our CIA, up to no good with the El Paso cartel, up to no good with the Juarez cartel, up to no good with the CJNG cartel, up to no good with the Sinaloa cartel, up to no good. Um, you name it. She is making deals with everyone. She's not loyal to anyone. She has, and you don't have to trust me on this. You just have to go and read the articles. She is just she wants to be anything to anybody, in order to, try to move her way up. She was hoping to become president of Mexico, and she is now the piñata, the national piñata of Mexico. And we have, all the information's coming out, including her affairs. Now, she has some, uh, strange values. Let's just say that. And she was having an affair. We have it confirmed with a judge, a married judge, and also that was pushing, advocating for the CIA in Mexico. Why would American CIA be, of course, well, the CIA does work everywhere but the United States, supposedly, right? Um, and that those CIA agents, they work out of the EPIC, El Paso intelligence community. So that's right over the border, um, and so they're advocating for that. This couple, right? This couple, even though he's married, but I don't guess that doesn't matter to her. But she doesn't have. Well, she's up to no good, right? So this is up to no good too. And then she also has on her administration a CIA informant. Um, so she's all about getting I guess, the American taxpayers to pay for her operations, drone operations, right? Let's just charge the American taxpayers. I mean, she has a history of embezzlement from the Mexican funds. Now I guess she wants to uh, use the CIA that is paid for with American funds, to do her operations that are connected with the cartel. Okay, so for the CIA, and the CIA knows who she is and knows her operations, and so therefore I'm saying that this is really red flags. Red flags go up that this is a Mormon faction, rogue CIA, rogue FBI that is in the El Paso field office. We've already, um, evidence confirms that the FBI field office in El Paso uh, is a rogue group of FBI agents. They do not have America law enforcement, on their agenda, on their plan, on they don't value their oath of office. They absolutely, well, Connell Wetton, who's absolutely from the Mormon colonies, wanted to do, his family wanted to do banks, right? Wanted to take over some banks. Loads of money there. Unexplained wealth, to be honest with you, a lot of unexplained wealth. And so we know that there is connections with cartel, right? We know that. And this is in the FBI. And we know that Connell Wetton leaked our son, Richard Halliday's identity to the cartel. Okay. And so he's really has a huge responsibility he's really responsible for the death of our son, um, um, with others, the chain of command, and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, but what we're trying to say is that we have agencies that are compromised, and that's nothing. I mean, that shouldn't shock anybody. We know they're compromised. We've been living it that they're compromised. And at the border, it's very dangerous because that is a threat to our national security. So, our FBI at the border is compromised. They operate in mutiny, rogue, rogue operations. The El Paso intelligence community operating the same way. We know the judicial system and the law enforcement, um, struggle to do the right thing. Um, many are already compromised. So it is not a shocker for most people for that are aware of what's going on in El Paso, but this is a national security threat, and for it to seep onto Fort Bliss, for the cartel activities, for the cartel leadership to have influence on Fort Bliss, and that is why Richard was killed, because they have influence and are actively operating on Fort Bliss. And so there really needs to be an answer to this, because I think this is what Maru Campos really shows. They might call her a piñata, but they themselves know that the issue is much more severe than her, having just this one rogue operation where Americans get killed, right? American CIA agents get killed. And so, it's a cartel problem. It's a embezzlement problem. It is a trafficking problem, and this has to be addressed. Absolutely. And so, President Trump, since he's come in, he really has um, started addressing these problems. And so, that's why the newspapers in Mexico are saying, okay, President Trump is coming in with full guns blazing, 1,500 troops, anti-drone laser weapons. He's coming in. He has his eye on Mexico, and we hope so. We really do. Thank you, Laura, for coming in. They should also ask her, why are Mexican politicians living in the U.S.? Absolutely. We have Carlos Manuel Salas living in the U.S. We have Cesar Paneche living in the U.S. We have so many that are living in the U.S. Why? Why? Why don't, Mexico is beautiful. It's beautiful. But because it's narco, because it is so dangerous for them, I mean, they're getting executed, uh, a lot of them. And so, they need the Second Amendment. That's what they need. They need the Second Amendment, believe it or not. This is what you get when you don't have a Second Amendment. They don't have the right to bear arms there. And so, you depend on a security team, and then the security team are a bunch of cartel, and then you just get a narco state. So we need, Mexico needs a Second Amendment, so that they can protect themselves. So since we have so many Americans doing treason, they should be removed immediately. We all know they will find loopholes. Well, there's so many, right? There's so many, and then you can't get justice, right? Or you have to really work hard to get the justice, because when they run the courts and they run You have to work very, very hard to get the justice, and you have to have faith, and you have to know that there's nothing stopping it. Justice is coming. And I can tell you, I see that very, very clear because they got cocky. They got cocky. They thought, we've got it all. But because they are so infiltrated everywhere, it's obvious. And people don't want it. They don't want it, okay? Because they don't want what comes with it all, right? All of the crime. So I think we're going to see some treason charges in the United States also. But for Mexico to lead this charge for treason, and rightfully so, absolutely rightfully so, is just amazing. It's just really amazing to see. And you also see that Bertha Gomez Fong was rearrested. She was arrested. She got off on a bond. They're playing games. Then ICE rearrested her. Because remember that the State Department said if you are, buddy buddy or part of the Sinaloa cartel, you're going to lose your visa. Um, so I don't know if she's going to be extradited. I hope they keep her in the United States because otherwise they'll probably silence her. I don't know. I don't know. Will they cover for her in Mexico? I don't know. But we'll see. As soon as I know more information about Bertha Fong, all I can think of is Dreams Cabaret because Dreams Cabaret is owned by Fongs and Mayella. Um, what is the other name? Okay, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Um, it's not Mayella. It'll come to me. Anyway, but so every time I think of Bertha Fong, I think of the Fongs that own Dreams Cabaret, the strip club, and I think of the testimony in Congress about all the children being dropped off at strip clubs and empty lots, which Dreams Cabaret has right beside it with all of the shipping containers. And we know that, a half a million children were trafficked through El Paso. So, Fort Bliss, and El Paso. So, yeah, trafficking a narco state is really lousy, y'all. It is really, really lousy. We need law and order, and that takes some risk to go through the steps of law and order. But we need them. So this is really, there's just so much to say because Maru Campos made that deal with Greg Abbott, right? And who is she to do that kind of border deal? But she also allowed the Plenitude Crematorium to operate without a license, and her mother had oversight on all of that. And they know the Purchase Ariano Carone family. Um, so they just let it go. 400, over 400 bodies stacked in really filthy circumstances, giving families urns with construction dust in it. How low can you be? How obnoxious can you be? How um, anti human can you be to do something like that? It really is sacrilegious, right? It's sacrilegious. So, yeah, this is uh, putting everything is coming out, and that's why we're on a little bit late. But I wanted to let you know that we're working very, very hard on our epic lawsuit, and and everything is going really well with that. And just thank you so much for sharing. Share, share, share. And we will be back tomorrow, God willing. Thank you, Laura, for coming on. Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, this. Oh, I wanted to mention the Centinela Tower. Um, that that's right now. I've been collecting information on that to learn more about that. Because it looks very rogue. It doesn't look like it's legitimate. It doesn't look like, can you imagine giving a high rise in Juarez? I wanted to mention this and I wanted to post about it. In Juarez City, this office for an American intelligence community to operate out of. Yeah, something is going very mutinous and rogue going on here, right? They must be very, very afraid of Trump and his actions. They really must be. So, thank you, and I will absolutely uh, get more information on that. But the what I do have is that it's not legitimate. It is absolutely all about the El Paso cartel trying to keep their narco philanthropy going. And yeah, so it's not a good thing. It's up to no good. So thank you so much. God bless you, and I will be back tomorrow, God willing.